Salams and welcome. Thank you for joining me in the summary of chapter number 3, Surah Al-Imran, in the translation and commentary of the Quran by Muhammad Asad. Let's start. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. The third surah is known as Surah Al-Imran, the house of Imran, revealed during the Medina period. This surah is the second, or according to some authorities, the third to have been revealed in Medina, more or less in the year about the third year of the Hijri. Some of its verses, however, belong to a much later period. The title, The House of Imran, has been derived from references in verses 33 and 35 to this common origin of a long line of prophets, all belonging to the house of Imran. Like the preceding surah, this one begins with a mention of divine revelation and man's relation to it. In Surah Al-Baqarah, the main stress is laid on the contrasting attitudes of those who accept the truth revealed by God as opposed to those who reject the truth. The opening verses of Surah Al-Imran, on the other hand, refer to the inclination of many misguided believers to interpret the allegorical passages of the Quran and by implication of the earlier revealed scriptures as well in an arbitrary manner, and thus to arrive at esoteric propositions which conflict with the true nature and purpose of the divine message. Since the deification of Jesus, Isa alayhi salam, that means they made him into a god with a small g, by his later followers, is one of the most outstanding instances of such an arbitrary interpretation of a prophet's original message. The surah relates the story of Mary and Jesus, as well as Zachariah, the father of John the Baptist, all of whom belong to the house of Imran. May Allah be pleased with all of them. Here the Quran takes issue with the Christian doctrine of the divinity of Jesus alayhi salam. He himself is quoted as calling upon his followers to worship God alone. So Jesus told his followers, there is only one God, Tawheed. His purely human nature and mortality are stressed again and again, and it is described as, in inverted commas, it is described as inconceivable that a human being unto whom God had granted revelation and sound judgment and prophethood should thereafter have said unto people, worship me besides God. A messenger would never do that, and that's in verse number 79. The principle of God's oneness, Tawheed, and uniqueness, and of man's utter dependence on him, is illuminated from many angles and leads logically to the problem of man's faith, his iman, and to the temptations arising out of human frailty, to which that faith is continually exposed. And this brings the discourse to the subject of the Battle of Uhud, that near disaster which befell the small community in the third year of the Hijrah, and provided a wholesome, if bitter, lesson for all its future development. More than 1/3 of Surah Al-Imran deals with this experience and the many-sided moral to be derived from that experience. Stay well, look after yourself. Join me in the next episode where we'll look at the summary of Surah number 4, Surah An-Nisa, of the translation and commentary of the Quran by Muhammad Asad. Stay well, look after yourself. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.